doing test 2 review, part 4. We're going to do questions 1, 2, and 3. All right. So which one is the graph of the function y equals absolute value of x, and what's the domain? So from practice, you should know that it looks like this. Okay, it's this one, and the domain is where does this function exist on the x-axis? Okay, so if I go this way, it's like the positive values of x, and if I go this way, it's going to use up all the negative values of x. So the domain is negative infinity. Oh, that's not okay. So the domain is where does it exist on the x-axis. But let's say you forgot what this looked like. You can just create a table of values and say, okay, what is y? Well, it just makes everything positive. That's a 1. And then you can graph it, and you would see that it turns out. Just make a table of values, and you'll be able to see that it's this. Okay, so the next question, it's actually the same. It shouldn't be. It says graph the know it's this because absolute value looks like this. Then it says, what is the range? Now the range is the y. It says, where does this function exist? So if I cover the negative side, these lines are going to go straight up and use all the positive values, okay, of y. Now if I look down here, there is no function going to use, no part of that function is going to use the negative values of y. So really, it's going to go from 0 to infinity for y. And we always use a round bracket for y. And then we say, can it actually use y? Yeah, it's touching y. So that means I have to put a square bracket at y. Okay? So this function only exists on the positive side of y. That's the range. Now remember, range is y. Okay? So the next one, graph this function. So you should already know that it looks like this. It looks the same as this function. They kind of look the same. So we go, oh, it's this one. Oh, that's easy. Oh dear, if you memorized it, then you would just go like this. And then it says, what's the domain? That means where does it exist on the x-axis? Well, you can see this only exists on the positive values for x. So it only goes from 0 to infinity. Okay? But say you forgot what this function looks like. Okay, it's okay. Just put these values in your calculator, solve. Well, your calculator gives you an error. Okay, be 0, be 1. The square root of 2 is a weird number, so you'd go, okay, let's not do that. Let's do 4. There. And then when you graph it, you can see it does not exist on the negative side. These don't work. But it goes 0, 0, 1, 1. If it's 4, it's 2. Okay? So if you forget, just graph it. It's okay.